the 25th pick comes up and they take Immanuel Quickley. Remind me, Prez, roughly where did you have Immanuel Quickley on your board?
I think I had him somewhere in my final 5 of the top 30.
Okay.
So yeah, no. So I'm a Quickley fan. I liked,
as am I.
I liked a not insignificant number of players more than Quickley who are on the board, but Quickley, he has an elite skill, which is his shooting. The guy's the sniper, and he's a really good defender. And we had a pod with PD where PD talked about him, and he described his work ethic as Kawhi level. That's not to compare them as players. That's just to compare them as crazy people who you probably have to lock out of the gym and tell to go home to your dorm room.
And by the way, lest the Knicks need any confirmation on that, they have just hired the man who not only recruited Quickley to Kentucky, but just spent the last year coaching him. So.
Yes, exactly. So between those two things, like he made a significant jump between his freshman and sophomore year. The work ethic's there. He can draw free throws, even though he can't finish yet at the hoop. I personally think it's not hard for guys in the NBA to go from bad finishers to okay finishers. It's just going from okay to plus finishers that's hard. So I think he can be a solid player, a solid defender, a solid shooter. It was just all things the Knicks need. Again, there was other guys I liked more, but I'm not mad at Quickley at all. I would love to see, units with him and Frank just locking dudes up and spacing the floor for Obi and Mitch and RJ.
I'm going to ask you the same question I asked you about 8. Who's the one? Is there one player or two players on your board that you would have preferred them to take at 25?
Yes,
I mean, Riller. We for anybody who doesn't know, there's a young man by the name of Grant Riller who I believe at press time as we are recording this is still on the board, right?
He's still on the board. I'm looking. They're up to 43 Sacramento Kings, and he's still on the board.
This
so
is
maybe
insane.
I was just fucking off my rocker here. Isaiah Joe is still on the board as well.
That's wasn't there something we were talking about on Zoom that wasn't there a promise that he was going to Yam Madar just went 47 to Boston. I like that. I like Yam. Sorry, we're live reacting here. Sorry, I'm again, been a long night. For those who don't know, Grant Riller is the 23 going on 24, whatever he is, a player who played at the College of Charleston, 4-year player, obviously, is a scoring. I don't know how else you put it. He's a scoring machine. In college, I think I did a draft podcast for a different pod a few months ago that everybody agreed that if Riller was like 20 years old, he would be somewhere between a top 5 pick and like a lottery pick. He's awesome. He's awesome. There's no two ways about it, but he's still on the board right now, and we're almost to the 50th pick. So, whatever. I'm assuming he was number 1 on your board there, but other than Riller, who else would you have been looking at 25?
Yeah, so some of the usual suspects that you've heard if you follow the Strickland on Twitter or listen to Pod Strickland. So Malachi Flynn,
yep,
Desmond Bain,
yep,
Tyrell Terry,
yeah.
Even getting past. Well, those I would say those are the main 3, and Xavier Tillman's the other one. Although I'm not as keen as using a pick on a big, even one as good as Tillman. So I would really say those 3.
Yeah. I'm so, and just a quick word on look at what I did there. A quick word on Quickley. Shooting doesn't always translate. You just talked about how good of a shooter he was in college, 43% from 3, 92% from the line. So I think there is a very real chance that he walks into training camp for the Knicks this year as their best shooter on the roster. I'm not sure. I mean,
yeah,
we don't know what they're going to do. They, whatever, they can go out and sign. I don't even really know what great shooters are there in the free agent market, but whatever. It's very possible that's the case. So that's a real thing. And correct me if I'm wrong. Again, we talked about this with Spencer on our Zoom. Like, I see a little bit of a playmaking upside, not as a point guard. He is not a point guard. He really isn't even a secondary creator, but like, I don't know. To me, he's something more than like Lou Williams. He's like a guy that could make a pass. Do you agree or do you disagree with that statement?
Yeah, Lou Williams' handle is better than Quickly's will ever be. And I mean, Lou Williams doesn't pass because he can shoot,
That's
and
fair. That's fair.
that's true. That's true for Quickly too, right? But I do like there. I'll put it like this: there was a game, one of the most fun games to watch for Kentucky was one of their 2 games versus Auburn. Their
Okay.
point guard Ashton Hagans got in foul trouble for a lot of the game, so the point guard duties fell to Quickly and Maxey, and both of their approaches were mostly I'm just gonna try to score because passing is something I'm not super into. And mixed results. Maxi and Quickly both looked unstoppable at times. Sometimes it looked like they were like doing jump passes with no idea of where they were gonna pass to and kind of fumbling and stumbling around a little bit. But there was also times where they were able to draw defense and kick to a shooter and things like that. So I mean, he's not like a black hole or anything like that. He can move the ball, and like I mentioned, even though his handle is shaky and he's not a great passer, his free throw rate was still very good. It was
Yes.
above 40%, I believe, which is kind of astonishing given how shaky his handle is. And if anything points to some, secret Kentucky player upside, as little as it might be,
You gotta
I
love
would
that.
point to the free throw rate, because it means he's, if he puts it on the deck, even if he's confident when he puts it on the deck, even if the skill hasn't quite caught up yet. But if the skill does catch up a little bit, then that's something I wouldn't be mad at.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking back to an interview that I think it was about Johnny Bryant after he was hired by the Knicks, speaking about him and like what he's good at and the fact that like if you have an elite skill, Johnny Bryant's gonna like get it out of you. And like more to the point, like if to be an NBA player, like it's not like you're not looking for guys who could like do everything. You're looking for guys who have that one elite thing, and
Yes.
you could maximize that. And that's I know we've spoken about this on this podcast. Emmanuel Quickley has that. So for everybody who's listening to this and be like, really, they took the fucking undersized 2 from Kentucky because he's from Kentucky and like Kenny Payne's the coach. Like, okay, yeah, I'm sure taking the guy that they were comfortable with because they like knew him had something to do with it, but like he has an elite NBA skill today, like whatever day one on the court, like that's there. And if the free throw rate can translate as
Right.
well,
No, I was just gonna say it's that and the work ethic. That's the thing.
yes,
Like you're talking a late first. It could be anybody from 20 to 45 could end up like you have no idea who the fuck is going to be the best player in that range. So the intangibles become that much more important and you want to bet on a guy like that who's is going to bust his ass for Tibbs and he's going to work and watch film and be in the gym and be in the weight room and just be about that life. He's going to
yeah.
become a millionaire overnight and he's still going to be a crazy person. So, you bet on that.